Lance Mechanics here today, and today I want to show the general public something they may not know about. Every time you bring your car to a shop, many technicians are doing things for free that you did not know about. And I don't mean built into the price, I mean doing work for free. Zero pay. The entire automotive industry runs on the backs of technicians like me and you, but the general public doesn't know this. And a lot of people don't realize how bad it actually is. So if you're a technician, before you watch in the comments, chime in and post what you think, and then once you're done watching the video, correct it, edit it, see what you come up with. And if you're a customer, watch this full video because it may change how you view technicians in the automotive industry. Number 1, road tests, free labor. If you're a good technician, everything's getting a road test. Oil change, road test. Brake job, you better do a road test. Noise complaints, you're damn as well, you're doing a road test. Just don't even do it. On our road test, we're listening for thunks, cluds, vibrations. Well, we're feeling that. We're listening for howling. All these little things that sometimes customers don't know how to describe, but we're listening for it. Or if something just feels off, like a pull to the left, a pull to the right, an intermittent shimmy or shake, all things we're testing for. Some of these checks can take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even an hour, depending on where you need to go. Some dealerships are landlocked in the inner cities. They don't have access to highways. Some dealerships are right on the highway, or they don't have bad enough roads to do these. These are all little things that add up at the end of the day. And you know how much of it we're paid for? Nothing. Zero. And this is something we need to do, because if we don't do it and we miss a noise, you come back and we're the bad guy. Number 2. Brake inspections, and this is a big one. So for brake inspections, you have to do a road test. It could be pulsating and the brakes can look good. Part of the checks. Another one is the wheels have to come off, brake pads are measured, rotors are measured, visual inspections are done, proper checks. All of this unpaid for unless the job's sold. But here's the kicker. All that is not included in the brake job. All that stuff you just did, which could take up to 30 minutes for, unpaid for. And if you, the customer, do approve the brake job, you know what the dealership says? The technician is paid for the brake job. That is what you get. And if you decline that job, all that effort and time that technician just put into that job, he is not paid for. The dealership does not compensate him whatsoever. Your wheels are reinstalled on the vehicle is brought down, the lug nuts are torqued, and you're sent on your way. That is time a flat rate technician will never get back, and it happens every single day. Number 3. Oil changes plus mandatory inspections included with a video. You may have heard this as a customer, but oil changes are considered loss leaders at every single dealership. Yet, the private places seem to be doing very well. The dealerships say they lose money on oil changes, but you know who really pays the price on them? The technicians. An oil change plus an inspection gets rolled into a tiny time allowance, which is almost impossible to meet. An oil change may pay 18 minutes, which is 0.3 of an hour, and we are expected to do an oil change plus a 45-minute inspection every single time. While you're getting an oil change, we're expected to check the exterior of the vehicle, make sure all the functions are working, check your lights, obviously, check your brakes, make sure there's no issues there, check all of your suspension, check the history of the vehicle, make sure there's no outstanding recalls or TSBs, make sure everything is perfect, all in a time span of 18 minutes or 0.3 of an hour. And if we happen to miss something under these time constraints, you, the customer, will be very upset. And who gets blamed? The technician. Number 4. Most people think the alignment is the work. Well, 90% of an alignment is the setup. Getting it on the alignment machine, making sure everything is straight, and then printing out the pre-check sheet. For those who don't know, you should do a road test before an alignment to confirm where the steering wheel is and make sure it's not pulling to the left or right. Then you bring it into the shop, and hopefully the alignment rack is not full, which is a common issue at the dealership. So you finally get on the alignment rack, and then what? Due to dealerships being paperless now, we have to take all your information on our phone or find a way to print it, bring it over to the alignment machine. Hopefully your vehicle is put in there properly. What I mean is by the license plate or your name or the VIN. Then we put all that information in there. Then we bring the rack up to working height, and then we put the alignment heads on. After that, your vehicle is in neutral. We roll the machine back, we get our calibrations, and now the waiting game. What do you do when you have a bunch of technicians waiting for the alignment rack? You do the alignment. You print out the sheet and you hope for the best. A lot of us technicians will just go ahead with the alignment because waiting is worse than not getting the job done. Now for number 5. Waiting for customer approval ties in with just about every topic in here in some form or another. So personally as a technician, this one hurts. You have the car on your hoist, the tires are off, you've identified the problems, you've found the parts, you've sent in the quotes. Now many factors can stop this, but let's say the service advisor is on their ball and you, the customer, don't answer. Many times as a technician, while I've been waiting for approval, I have put the vehicle back together. I know as a flat rate technician, it is faster and more efficient to get that vehicle back out and move on to the next job. And if you do say yes, I have to bring the vehicle back in. But if you do say no, I've saved that time not waiting for the approval. Now for number 6, tire rotations. whether they're expected for free or there's a promo. So when you get a free brake inspection, which the dealer offers, and they don't pay a technician, a lot of customers expect a free tire rotation because the tires are off. And one of the many replies from the customer is, well, the tires are off, just move them around. Well, it doesn't quite work that way. So over many years as a technician, I did rotate tires for free, and what happened is I had more comebacks that I was working for even more free stuff. Vibrations, shakes, unintended tire pull. These are things that nobody really expects, because if the vehicle was fine before the road test or the tire rotation, you've now introduced these unknown factors, which a lot of the time tires rotated to the front will cause a pull for a bit. And customers do not like this. They want their vehicle to leave the same way it came in, especially if they didn't approve any work. So a lot of places, they rotate tires for free and it's not right. You have nothing to cover your butt. So if the technician did something for free and the vehicle comes back as a comeback now because it's something they were told to do for free, now they're doing more stuff for free. Understand where I'm coming from? And for number 7, unpaid administration work, which is mostly warranty stuff, but a lot of customers do not know about this. So when your vehicle comes in for warranty and the technician calls a part and he replaces the part, the technician has to do a lot of warranty stuff, administration stuff. A lot of this stuff should fall under a warranty clerk, but dealerships are very cheap and they force it on the mechanic. If a mechanic is doing warranty administration work, they're not fixing cars. This is something a lot of dealerships do to save money, and they put it on the cost of the technician. They put it on their backs. It takes away from the technician's repairing. And sometimes warranty op codes are nearly impossible to find. Manufacturers really don't like giving warranty away, so they make it difficult. Again, that's office work, it's not mechanical work. Dealerships really save money by dumping it on the technicians. Now for number 8, looking up parts and free estimates. As a mechanic, you're expected to build estimates and look up parts, especially if you're in a private garage. But at a dealership, when you're doing vast amounts of quantities of repairs and looking up labor codes, it is hard. So what dealerships do is they put a lot of that on the mechanic. The mechanic also has to build his own estimates, send in everything, find the parts, and send it to the service advisor, and the service advisor only has to do the phone calls. And this can take hours, especially if you're waiting on approval. And then what happens? Customer brings in their own parts, they say no, they decline the work, the vehicle's been on the hoist. Again, more things technicians are doing for free, they're not paid for, cost them at the end of the day. Number 9, my favorite, electrical diagnostics. Electrical diagnostics is a very sought after skill, but it does not pay in the automotive industry. Electrical troubleshooting is one of the worst. Sometimes you find the answer in minutes, sometimes in 30 minutes, sometimes in days. Every manufacturer caps the warranty diagnostic time. Whether it be 1 hour or 2 hours, it doesn't go past that. So when a technician runs into a particularly hard problem, one that takes days and days and days, and they finally find the solution, they are not paid for that days and days and days of work. And it does happen. It will happen to every technician. But what's worse is this scenario where it's days and days and days may happen a couple times a month or a year. There are more obvious situations where the technician may run into times where they're 4 or 5 hours into troubleshooting before they find the answer. And again, time is limited to maybe 2 hours at most. Most dealerships may be able to apply for special circumstances to get more hours back, but it's never enough. You never ever get back your troubleshooting time. So in short, highly skilled technicians don't make time on diag, whether it be customer pay or warranty, especially warranty. Number 10, comebacks. Well, was it related to what you did? Probably not, because the customer spent money, everything's a comeback. Just did brakes and now there's noise? Well, it must be the brakes, you gotta come back. Customer's friend heard something that's not like their vehicle, even though they're driving a friggin' SUV and they're driving a Honda Civic and they're not even the same brand. Come back. Wife hears a noise over the same bridge they drive every day, but the noise is only at that bridge. Come back. Customer heard something once in the last year and they can't explain it, but you just worked on their vehicle. Come back. And with a comeback, you have to go through the whole vehicle all over again. You got to start from scratch. Cover your bases and redo everything you did previously. And the worst part is, a lot of the time, it's not your fault. They heard a random noise. They heard something. It could have been the car next to them squealing. It's unfortunate it happens, and these are things that, as technicians, you will run into quite often, and we're not paid for. Are you a customer and do you know what's happening behind the scenes at a dealership? If not, I hope this video was very helpful. I know I'm very negative at times, or maybe I'm positive. I'm just very, very straightforward. If you're a technician, post some of your stories in the comments. If you're a customer, post what you think. Did you not know this? A lot of customers don't realize what flat rate is. Nearly 60 to 70% of the US is flat rate, even in the private garages. So a lot of this really affects us. If you made it this far in the video, 93% of you aren't subscribed. So if you can hit that like button and notification and hit the hype button, that goes a long way in helping me keep these videos coming out. Anyways, I enjoy your comments. I read all of them. I try and reply to all of them, especially if you're a longtime subscriber. I do get to them eventually. Don't be upset if you haven't heard back from me in a while, and have a good one.